Gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are not DX. We are PUWF, Freaking Reactions. Now, I apologize for not doing this at midnight, but after a certain match happened, I said, F that, I'm going home. So, good morning, Mr. Joe Biazio.
Good morning. Had one too many last night?
No, I had one too many pissed off freaking dreams. Just shattered and crushed. But, I have a thing for this, so give me a second. I'll do it later. Now, let's talk about the buy-in. Your thoughts on it while I do the text. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, like, comment, share, subscribe. Welcome to the PWF and welcome to Freaking Reactions.
I thought the buy-in was a good show. I thought it was definitely well worth the price of admission, which was free. So, Eddie and Ishii was really chop slap match for the most part. They tore each other's chests to bits. I don't think I've seen a hard-hitting match like that since been a long time since I've seen a match like that. Eddie Kingston needed this win since he lost the last time that Ishii and him faced, and he's been losing a lot of matches as well. Kingston needed this. Between that and the Pac match, I'd probably give it at least a 3.5 out of 5 as far as the buy-in is concerned.
Okay. We will go. Give me a second. There we go. Don't be a bitch, computer. Thank you. Come on. Anyway, we will go match by match from the buy-in and above. Okay, first match on the buy-in is, like I said, we just talked about it right now, Kingston versus Ishii, which my co-host told me it was Suzuki, and I was confused until the middle of the night. And I was like, wait a minute, it is Ishii. I was right. But
you were right.
You were right. I was right. Okay.
I thought Suzuki because Minoru Suzuki and Eddie Kingston had a rivalry going for a while.
Yeah. I know. I just want to put that out there. Ladies and gentlemen, first match was, let me see, on the card. It wasn't. Yeah, it was Kingston versus Ishii in the beginning of the match. Slaps for the first 10, 20 minutes. Basically 10, 15 minutes back and forth.
Oh.
Kingston was on fire. The crowd in Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, was on fire for just the buy-in alone. They gave 3 standing "This is awesome" chants for Suzuki and Kingston. Well deserved. They were chopping the crap out of each other to the point that Suzuki, I think he got his bell rung because he walked out. Either he was selling for Eddie or he really had his bell rung and he was just stumbling and he did not want to be around anybody, which is messed up.
And he tried to help him.
He tried to help him. That's right. And he tried to help him. But it was a good match. And Kingston was trying to give the rub to Suzuki, but he didn't give a shit.
Pac and Kip did a good job too.
Next match, Pac and Kip for the All-Atlantic Championship. Now, this was a weird match. One, because at the tail end of the match, he started talking to the box. I was like, okay, why are you talking to the box, Kip? A little weird, bro, but all right. A little crazy. But this was a good match, back and forth. Kip Sabian was mind-gaming Pac, and Pac at the end is like, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. And then he did win. Now, here's the weird thing about this. He won with, I think he won with a Black Arrow. Not really sure. Yeah, he did. He kind of did. Post-match, he goes up to the ramp. Tony Schiavone's there. Schiavone! I'm the best. There's no one that can beat me. By the way, this was his first defense on American soil of the All-Atlantic. Then, I legitimately popped for this. Then comes out Orange Cassidy.
Boo.
And hold up. And the first thing, we'll see your thoughts. And the first thing that Pac says out of his mouth is, "No, we're not doing this again. Get to the back of the line." And then cuts to Kip Sabian talking to a box saying that you failed me. Literally talking to a box like it was Wilson. Your thoughts on the match and post.
I like what they're doing with Kip Sabian. I think the crazy angle is going to work for him.
Yeah.
I like his new look, his new entrance. I like it all. They're doing a good job with Kip Sabian now. Pac is Pac. If you don't know who Pac is, you should check out his matches. And Orange Cassidy, no, get your fresh to squeeze that on there, Andy.
My thoughts is this. Joe, pop out, pop in again. Sound issue. Gotcha. My thoughts are as this. Pac versus Sabian match, great match. The post match. Post match is what really matters because, yes, there is a rivalry between Orange Cassidy and Pac, but it's been a great match. No one can say their first two matches were bad. No one. Because the first match he did a couple years ago was awesome. The year that they did in the pay-per-view by themselves was awesome. And now we're going into the third match. The rubber match, mind you. He lost twice. Orange Cassidy lost twice to Pac. So if they're setting this up so that Orange Cassidy becomes the All-Atlantic champion, it's going to look all stupid, but this will showcase every wrestler that tries to go after Orange Cassidy. I'll explain it in a second. Orange Cassidy is a sloth wrestler. That's fine, but he does show out. He does do his best on certain matches. It's been proven for years. Even Jim Ross, who is very critical of the shit, is on Orange Cassidy's team, and he's very critical. So give it the belt to him. And then, like I said, every match, every person will fight him and saying that you're a nobody, you don't deserve this belt. It elevates Orange Cassidy for later on in the years, and it elevates the wrestlers that fight Orange Cassidy. Again, and like I said, Pac Cassidy 3. Yes, please. That's my idea. That's just me. Next match. The match that I was correctly at and correct in time. Hook versus Cool Hand Angelo Parker. Now, Angelo and Matt come out. Hook comes out. We find out that Action Bronson is in the crowd, the man who made Hook's song. From the beginning, Angelo Parker punched Hook in the eye, so he was messing up with the eyes. Matt Menard was grabbing the legs, which I did like the psychology of this. Matt grabbed Matt grabbed Hook's legs. Hook looks at him. Motherfucker, what are you doing? And just stomps on his arm, which makes Matt let go. Right? All right, cool. So, after a quick back and forth, and after Hook's like, I'm sick of this shit, he starts doing suplex after suplex and El Camino, bro, that Taz likes to say, into the red rum, standing red rum that Angelo tapped immediately. Post. The second Hook is getting his arm raised, and this was a good camera shot. Matt came out of nowhere and clotheslined him right in the damn neck. Just bleh! And everyone's beating him down. Matt and Angelo. And I'm thinking, no one's going to come out for Hook. No one. But then Action Bronson jumps over the barricade and looks like freaking... by the way, he looks like Bray Wyatt. It's the scariest thing ever. I'm like, damn, he's got Bray Wyatt's body. And just did a nice little wrestling move on, I think it was on Matt, no, on Ange. He pulled Matt away, grabbed up Man's, threw him up and down, and then they left. But it was funny. Matt and Ange are on the ropes like, oh, let's get him. And then you just see Hook casually walk to the ropes, and he's like, nope, I'm good. And the only text I sent to the group, to the PUWF, which is the podcast for underappreciated wrestling fans, I smell tag team. So, thoughts, Joe BNCO, on match and post?
I could see them doing a tag team match with Action Bronson and Hook versus Matt and Ange.
Yeah.
2.0. I mean, I could see them doing that. Action Bronson's a relatively larger guy, rapper and cooking guy. I sent you guys the link, or it might have sent Kane, where that's 4 seasons of Fuck That's Delicious.
Yeah, that's a good show. And again, I wanted to go. Hey, if he can wrestle, and that gives more viewers to AEW, go for it. It worked. It worked for Bad Bunny. It worked for all these other rappers. So you know what? Bring it. That's fine with that. Now the last match for the buy-in, which I have again, I can't bring the bottom part. We're just gonna talk about it.
Which was the first match.
Which was the first match, which was Tymelo, Tymelo and Guevara versus Ortiz and Soho. Before the match even starts, Ty and Sammy are in the back. Then you see Ortiz and Ruby. And they're in the golf cart, the famous golf cart that Sammy has PTSD with. They start running. And in a sense of husbandly love, he pushes Ty Mello out the way at the exact second when he gets hit with a golf cart for the third time in the history of wrestling. And then Soho just hit Ty Mello over the head with a trash can, I think. They go inside the match. They go inside the ring. Ding ding. Nice back and forth. Ortiz and Soho was dominating for a little bit. Ty and Mello kissed during the commercial, not even the commercial, during the match. In the end, Ty Mello steal it. Sammy and Ty are the winners. Ortiz and Soho back in the line. Joe, your thoughts?
It was expected. I mean, you're not going to take the titles off of a married couple to give it to two randoms that are together.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it. And the popularity and the hatred for Sammy and Ty, you got to keep it with them.
True. I don't want them. And again, I don't want to see Dante versus Sky Blue again. I don't. And we did talk about Cole and Adam, but again, Cole didn't even pop out today. Cole didn't even pop out. Yeah, Cole and Britt. Sorry, Cole and Britt. Again, option. There's a lot of couples in AEW now.
Saving it for Wednesday, maybe.
Yes. Now, they probably will. We'll talk about that when we get to Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. On Tuesday, AEW Dark and Elevation, the Memorial of. Check that out. Now, first match on the card, Casino Ladder match. Now we'll get to Joker in a second.
I called
highlights.
I called.
You did. Highlights. The ladder was the ninth person in the match because the ladder kept fucking up everybody. You know that. Dante, when he got in, the ladder landed on him. Right? Then, yes.
I thought I've never seen some of the ladder spots they did. I've never seen before, and I've been watching ladder matches since they started.
Never seen them
I was
before
like,
either.
when they had Andrade laying on top of one of the ladders when it was teetering, I was like,
Yeah.
I never seen that shit before.
Yeah, and the ladder was supposed to go in more. It was supposed to go in more, and I was watching Cesaro, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold him while trying to put the ladder into. I'm like, dude, you're fucking nuts. That's a ladder, bro. That's like, and then he's like, okay, you know what? I can't fix it, so I was gonna. Okay, that's good enough. See ya. You know, so that was pretty cool. Dante getting hit by a ladder. Canadian Destroyers on a ladder. Freaking suplexes, swantons, flipping power bombs from Yuta. I think from Yuta to Andrade. Rush was not trying to get the chip at all. Rush was like, Andrade, here, take it. You do what you want to do. Dante kept jumping over people over and over again. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is going hard. And this was a good match. They went from 0 to 10 the second the bell rang until the Joker came out. When the Joker came out, what was that? Oh, sorry, Retribution AEW came out and freaking beat the crap out of everybody. I was like, this is Retribution. What the hell's going on here?
Was that or
shit.
Ace?
Yeah. So everyone's getting their asses beat. I see a tall ass guy like, oh, that's Morrissey. I didn't even know who it was. I'm like, that's Morrissey. Like, he has a specific body type, and you can't like fake it.
He's jacked and he's tall.
Yeah. Someone goes to the top rope, grabs the chip, and I was like, what is this? Is this James Ellsworth? Like, did he come to AEW as well? Yeah, James Ellsworth. I did bring it up. It's not a good reference, but I try to bring it. Stokely takes off the mask, and Stokely, and then he comes down and he's holding the chip. I'm like, why are you holding the chip? Like, you like, technically you're not a wrestler, and technically none of these people are like, unless Morrissey's the Joker. I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah. But then the music from, I think it was the Rolling Stones. And is it the Rolling Stones?
I believe so.
Yeah. It's pleased to meet you. Gonna be my way. Ooh, ooh. I was like, is this CSI Miami? What the fuck's going on here? You know? And then the guy comes out, doing his little mannerisms, walking, nonchalant, goes to the chip, grabs it. Ring the bell. Joker wins. Everyone's expecting him to take off the mask. No. Walks away. and everything else. Now we will say who the Joker is at the end of this review. We already know. We called it. That's the point. That's the point of this title card. That's the point of this title card.
This is why y'all need to watch us. We
That's
know
right.
what we're talking about.
Like, comment, subscribe. Welcome to the PWF. Now, next match. Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage. Now, this was... We called it, but it came in the beginning, not at the end. Right? Christian Cage comes out. Go.
They probably did it because they knew people were going to call it. So, I mean, it was kind of expected.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't expected to be at the beginning of the match.
No. Fuck no. Fuck no. Let's explain, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Christian Cage comes out, does his thing. Lucha Boy comes out. Jungle Boy. Sorry, not Lucha Boy. Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy Jack Perry. That he said his name is going to be Jungle Boy Jack Perry. He comes out. He's waiting for Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus comes from the heel tunnel, grabs Jungle Boy, and just chokeslams him on the grates. Which, ladies and gentlemen, I've been chokeslammed on grates. Every part of your back, inch from top to ass, hurts. Just hurts. All right? Luchasaurus grabs him, takes him to the ring, gives him the Christian Cage, ring the bell. Jim Ross is saying, don't do it, don't do it, you're stupid, don't do it. Again, he's a stupid babyface. Let's see. He does the one move for a 2 count, then he does the unprettier for the 1, 2, 3. The spear, yes, he does the spear for the 2 count, barely a 2 count, and the unprettier for the 1, 2, 3. Jungle Boy loses. Luchasaurus and Christian Cage stand tall, which is now a man and his evil dinosaur. Your thoughts on this match, Mr. Joe Biancio?
It's exactly how I would have done it. It was perfect. It was perfect in every way. They did what they were supposed to do. Luchasaurus is a heel, turning on Jungle Boy, building up for a Luchasaurus Jungle Boy match. Mm-hmm. And Christian Cage being the monster, the mastermind, the monster heel like he should be. Everything planned out and worked out perfectly. It
did. Because he been playing this for months, and people were like, "Oh, you messed up Luchasaurus. Oh, you messed up his push." No, it's called storyline, and it's called waiting, ladies and gentlemen. All right, if you want to see a titty, wait for it. Don't just grab it. All right, now the match that we don't want to talk about, but we have to talk about: Jade Cargill versus Athena. Yeah, I know. That's why I said the disclaimer.
Look, man, I told you it was going to be a 5-minute match, and it was 4.
It was 4.
I gave them an extra minute as credit.
Yeah, you knew Jade was not gonna lose when she came out in the She-Hulk costume. There's no damn way. They're like, I was pissed.
She looked horrible.
I disagree. First off, she kind of looked like the female version of Lou Ferrigno. Like if they did, for example, if they did a live action version that's not CGI, I would pick Jade as She-Hulk.
Tim was big. He said it looked terrible.
Yeah, the thing kept like her skin, like not her skin color, but her makeup kept on like it was green in certain parts and not. It's really weird. Like you weren't all the way green. You were like green and your own skin color, which is fine. It's just I don't know, man. Anyway, match starts. Right off the bat, Athena does her special for the 2 count. Right? So I was like, all right, fine, that's cool, whatever. Then back and forth. The baddies are trying to get involved. No Stokely Hathaway, but Jaded for the 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna divulge in this match. But shout out to B-Mac. I love you. I just didn't like this match. She's 37. Now what? There's no one else.
Well, so now we got to wait a year until Statlander comes back for her to lose the title?
Blackheart said that in the chat. That's true.
Who's she gonna face?
Nobody. There's no one left. There's no more good. Like what? Willow again? No shade against Willow, but Willow again. There's no other good. Yeah. What? Abaddon? Are we doing the zombie thing again? This is booking. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but it's not good booking.
Unless they have her face Paige.
Then why the hell didn't Paige come out today? That would have been perfect. In Chicago?
Oh.
Exactly. Exactly. The pop would have been tremendous for the women's division. Oh, you beat Athena, the most hottest free agent, until I came in. And now I'm the hottest free agent. And you can milk this for about 2 months of promos.
Mm-hmm.
Have Paige fight once or twice on Dark to give us, and once on Wednesday. And then 2 months later, boom, next pay-per-view.
Yeah, but you want to be
Paige
careful with Paige because of her neck, so you want to try to limit her matches as much as possible.
That's why I said, 1 or 2 matches in 2 months. That's it. And then 3 or 4 run-ins when they beat her up. But only have her fight twice. And have her fight one of them. Have her fight, I don't know, one of the Renegade sisters. Fuck it.
Want to give her like the Edge treatment.
Yeah, just come in quietly, come in nice, come in clean, come in safe. That's all. That's all I want you to do. But that's that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to a match that we both predicted. All of us came out wrong. Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. We both predicted it wrong. Like we knew this was gonna be a 3 series, but we just got the numbers wrong.
So fucked up.
Not really.
I mean, all right, I'll save my judgment.
Talk about it. No. Talk about it. Come on. Talk about this match.
Ricky Starks is one of the future guys of AEW.
Yeah.
Powerhouse Hobbs is a future guy, but I don't think he's that guy. I don't think he's that talented. I don't think he's as talented as they are portraying him to be.
I think he is. Okay, counterpoint. I think he is, but I think they just need to give him time. Again, because Ricky Starks was already a complete package when he came in. Hobbs was a package growing on the rise, and he still is on the rise. I'll talk about the match. Back and forth, Ricky Starks. Hobbs came out. He did the pose. Ricky came out. He just went straight to the ring. He fought Hobbs back and forth. Great match. They did bring up the fact that he had a match on Friday with QT Marshall, so he wasn't 100%. Right? Great counters, but when Ricky was trying to do the spear, Hobbs countered him for the spine buster for the 1-2-3. Wonderful spine buster. 1 win for Hobbs. Again, I think Hobbs is going to win. Hobbs won this one. And then Hobbs is probably going to win the next one. And then as a redemption arc, the third match will be at a pay-per-view. Maybe. Or they can do a rubber. Hobbs won this one. Ricky Starks wins the next one as like a roll-up win. Like a sneak win. And then since Hobbs didn't want to believe that, he can say, well, okay, we're going to do a 2 out of 3 matches at a pay-per-view to see who really is the better wrestler.
What's the next one? Is it Grand Slam?
Full Gear. Full Gear, because they were promoting it. So it's Full Gear. I think that's in November. Which is fine. It's like I think 2 months away. It's not that bad. But good match. Again, Ricky Starks, we're with you on this one. We hope for you to rise. What's the future for Hobbs, Joe, in a year? In a year.
I would like to see him moving up the card and possibly getting like winning a bunch of matches and becoming like #1 contender for like the TNT title. Possibly the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, the All-Atlantic title. I would think that too. Yeah.
Or maybe he goes after Hook.
True. Try to get the belt back. Say that, you know what? You don't represent the FTW belt properly. I do. Because I'm the look for the FTW guy. You're just a small guy. You can still do the whole like physical thing against Hook, and then Hook that destroys Hobbs.
That could be Hook's whole like thing where it's like Hobbs goes after Hook, and Hook gets decimated most of the match, and then there at the end gets him in like at the Red Rum and chokes him out. True.
I think so too. It makes sense. And then you can do the whole like storyline. Like I've seen, you came with me at the same time as me, Hook. You're nobody. I know your secrets. I know your weaknesses. I know that you're a scared little boy. You try to act all hard. Because again, you can use the whole like we've been together storyline, and I know how you think. So we can do that.
Yep.
Next up, I have to say this because, ladies and gentlemen, disclaimer: after this match, I went to fucking sleep, and then I woke up an hour before and watched the rest. Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed. Holy shit! This match was awesome. 1, because there was a "Scissor Me Daddy Ass" in the "Scissor Me Daddy Ass" chant, and I loved it. I fucking sit. Oh no, go scissor me, daddy. Go scissor me, daddy. And I was like, and then it was weird. This was bad booking. Why? I'll tell you. Acclaim came out after Swerve on Our Glory. Swerve on Our Glory got the pop. Acclaim got the bigger pop. During the match, they're focusing on Bowens' knee. The crowd is changing. Everyone is against Swerve on Our Glory, and everyone's behind the Acclaim. If you're a booker and you see that after 2 failed attempts of a 3 count by the Acclaimed, the crowd is on their feet.
Booing.
No. They were like when they did the mic drop on Swerve. No, yeah. When they did the mic drop on Swerve, close 2 count. The crowd went nuts. When Bowens did his special and did a close 2 count, the crowd went nuts. When Swerve and Our Glory was gonna do their special and they kicked out, everyone booed, but then immediately yayed because they claimed kicked out. This whole crowd in Chicago wanted to Acclaim to win because the crowd shifted mid-match. And Swerve and Our Glory won anyway.
Tim was down on the floor for this pay-per-view and told me himself that he said there was a 3 count where the Acclaimed had them beat.
There was a fucking 3 count.
And he's like, the crowd fucking erupted and then booed the fuck out of the referee.
Yep. And then if you watch the match again, I think one of the guys pointed to the referee and said, "Hey, it happens." But that was a 3. That was when the mic drop. When he did the mic drop on Swerve, and that was a effing 3.
They should use that for a rematch.
Probably. They should because it's not fair.
The referee counted 3. Why aren't we the champions right now? And why do you guys still have the belts?
Yes, we put everything into that 3 count. That pissed me off so much. The crowd was, and then at the end, post-match, they put the scissors up, and everyone is booing because they don't, like, the crowd doesn't want Daddy Ass to scissor Swerve in Our Glory. And I was like that too, like, man, fuck you guys. We lost, you want us to sit, man, screw you. But I guess, like, given the rub, but like what I say, they claimed they're treating them like Enzo and Cass. Always going to the prom, but never a date at the end of it, which pisses me off, man.
Acclaim deserved those tag titles and that big W last night, and Tony Khan fucked them out of it to give it to 2 guys that came in and only been there 6 months.
And
that pisses me the fuck off.
And on top of that, they both hit each other twice. Swerve accidentally hit Keith. Keith accidentally hit Swerve. That pissed me off.
Did you watch the post-match scrum at the media scrum at the end of it?
No, please talk about it.
So they were both talking at the media scrum. I was just watching it before we started doing this.
Yes.
And they were even talking about, Swerve was like, he's like, I know the crowd isn't behind us all the time and this and that. And he's like, I don't care. He's like, I'm a professional. I come out here to do a job. And he's like, and I did my job well. And Keith Lee was praising the Acclaimed and how well they did and how much the crowd was behind them. And then they were talking, and then Swerve was just running his stats like, oh, we won, I won here, and I won this triple threat there, and I won this other triple threat. And, like, he was just going on about himself.
Exactly. Thinking about himself. So, that could be the start. It could be the start. It could have been the start. It could have been the start where they claim we're at the media scrum. They're talking their shit. And then Swerve would come in. I did this. It was a robbery. I want a rematch. And then when they have a rematch again, because the crowd was so hot, they want to see this again. The crowd was so hot, you could have done this again. Yes.
He even said that we've only been here 6 or 7 months, and we're at the top of the mountain. He's
and
like,
they claimed it's been here for 3 fucking years since day one.
He mentioned it, and he's like, and you guys have been here since day one and still can't get the job done, type thing. And it's like,
I'm pissed, dude.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
And Tony Khan is sitting there letting this happen. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yep. Tony Khan didn't give a fuck yesterday, dude. Like, we'll get to that in a second. Now, I hope they claimed get another title shot. I hope they do, but it's probably not gonna happen until the next 2 months. And if they don't get a title shot in the next 2 months, we're not going to see them get a title shot for a long time. Maybe with the trios. But with the trios belt, well, wait. That's a good point. They can go after the trios belt.
You really think they're going to beat those three guys?
I mean, if the crowd's behind them, and they do a good storyline, they could do it. They could do it.
They're not. Tony Khan is not taking those titles off the three guys that won the trios title. We haven't talked.
But you have to give it to the three most pop. Like if you can't give it to the best friends because it wouldn't make a damn sense.
He gave it to the three most popular superstars. That's why they're champions.
We'll get to that. We're spoiling before we get there. Let's talk about that match. The Elite versus Dark Order and Hangman Page for the Trios Championship. Now, it seemed that Kenny took off all the bandages. It was a ruse, all that stuff. Great long intro that we find out that Ospreay might be Kenny's favorite wrestler, and Kevin Nash is Kenny Omega's favorite wrestler, or vice versa. I'm not really sure. Dark Order come out with the rest of the crew. They all hurt. This was a good match, dude. John Silver showed out today, and so did Alex Reynolds. People were chanting for Alex Reynolds. People were chanting for Silver. People weren't chanting for Hangman for some weird reason. That's the weird thing.
Because nobody likes him.
No, I know, but like they were really chanting for the tag team. Kenny and the Young Bucks with their new shoes from Dior was doing their own thing, and this was a great back and forth match. Great close calls, Meltzer drivers, super kicks, perpetual motions. They're special. John Silver doing the whole around the ring thing. That was pretty badass too. In the end, Hangman tries to go to do the buckshot lariat. He did it once to Kenny. So John Silver is behind Kenny and holds him up to do it again. Hangman does it, but Kenny ducks. Or I think he collapses. Either he collapses or ducks. One of those two. And then Hangman hits John Silver. They throw Hangman out. They pin John Silver for the 1, 2, 3. And you can see Hangman like really stretch and reach to try to stop John from getting pinned, but they lost. Post-match, Kenny and Young Bucks are celebrating, and Hangman is just holding John Silver like a dead baby, like just sad. And like I said in the predictions, this probably will be the turn for the Dark Order for Hangman. And since Bobby Fish is out and Kyle O'Reilly is out for a year, Cole's a man by himself. So now they're probably gonna flip the storyline where the Elite are like the super baby faces or the super heels, and Cole's the baby face, which is kind of weird to do that, but either way. Your thoughts on the match, Mr. Joe Biancio?
Well, I really enjoyed the match. I did enjoy it. Like we said, we had our outcomes to where we thought this was going to go. We had our ideas.
Yeah.
I was partially right. I said that if Cole got involved, they would lose, but if not, they would win, type thing. I don't know why they didn't use Adam Cole sooner. Maybe it's because Kyle O'Reilly's hurt and Bobby Fish is gone.
Yep.
We're saving it.
Joe.
I really enjoyed the match, though. It was a good, hard-fought match on both ends. Kind of sad for the Dark Order because, I mean, they have worked their asses off to get to where they were. Mm-hmm. It's sad to see them lose the way that they lost, but you know, at the same time, this is a good time, like you said, for them to have a heel turn where they can beat the crap out of Adam Page, destroy Adam Page, put him out for a little while, and then maybe have him come back as the Hangman, the way he used to be.
Yeah, that's true. I hope so. I truly hope so, because again, this Dark Order is not doing anything, and if we don't do anything for the next 2 months with this storyline, then why the hell do we make the storyline for the championship anyway? Then why do we make it just for this and that's it? No, you have to keep the storyline going between Hangman, the Elite, and Dark Order. There has to be an end game for this. Now, next match. Wardlow and FTR with Dax's 8-year-old daughter. And well, right here. And sorry about that. And Motor City Machine Guns with Jay Lethal. This was a good match back and forth. Dax was really showing off. Cash, they were focusing on both his knees, so he wouldn't tag in Dax. Dax would come in. Wardlow beat the crap out of everybody. Once Wardlow took the straps off, it was a power bomb for the 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna cut it right there because it was really funny. Post match, Sanjay Dutt is in the ring, and all of them are surrounding him. Then comes in Dax's 8-year-old daughter. She comes in, breaks Sanjay Dutt's pencil, and then Dax elbows him in the face, and then she pins him with the bell ringing, apparently officially, for the 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 children who have pinned famous wrestlers. Evil Uno, I mean not Evil Uno, -1, and Dax's daughter Finlay, or Finlay. I don't know. Her name is Finlay. So shout out to Fit Finlay.
And she likes to fight.
Now, your thoughts on the match?
I mean, it was expected. I mean, did you really think they were going to give the rub on the Motor City Machine Guns and Jay Lethal?
Fuck no.
You got a tag team that holds 3 sets of tag titles, and another that is the TNT champion. That's a monster. They're not losing.
True.
I expected more of a dominating match, but you got to let the Motor City Machine Guns and Jay Lethal show out a little bit.
Yep.
But the little girl part was funny.
The little part funny. Here's the problem though. What are you gonna do after this? These are all what happens after this. Wardlow and FTR beat ba. I don't think they're gonna stop going after Wardlow and FTR. I don't think so. I think they're gonna continue this, which is stupid because Wardlow should go back to wrestling people and defending his belt.
Yeah, because we had
trios.
4 titles that weren't defended because the AAA, the IWGP, and the ROH weren't defended, and the tag titles, and the TNT title wasn't defended. That's 4 championships that were not defended.
Oh yeah, TNT were not defended. Yeah, fuck, dude, come on, man. Anyway, let's move on. I got it right here. This was a very weird match. I'm gonna say why. Give me a second. I didn't see it, but do you know the answer to this? House of Black versus Miro, Darby, and Sting. Who won?
Miro, Darby, and Sting won.
Oh, good.
Like we predicted.
Ladies. There we go. Next match. Storm, Sheeta, Hater, Britt for the interim AEW Women's Championship.
We knew who they were going to give the fucking title to. That's
why I was pissed. You know why? The storyline that we talked about happened at the end of the match. But Hater was about to win, and Britt pulled her out the way, and she says, "No, it's my time now. This is my time now." Cut to a couple minutes later, Hater's on the floor. Britt has her glove. Britt's is looking at Hater. Huh. And she was about to do the freaking special on her to get the win. And then Storm, I guess you can call it like a jumping DDT or something like that?
Yeah.
2 jumping DDTs for the 1, 2, 3. Tony Storm wins. Absolutely nobody in the crowd was cheering. Nobody. And they cut to it. People were like this. I guess.
Nobody wanted her to be champion.
No, it was either Sheeta or Hater. By the fun little thing that happened in the match where Rebel came in and tried to stop. They tried to stop them from hurting Britt. So Sheeta and Tony Storm double headbutted Rebel. She just crumpled like. So that was pretty good.
Even if Britt, Hater, or Sheeta would have won the title, the crowd reaction would have been different.
Yeah.
Anybody but Tony Storm.
It would have been good if Sheeta would have won. It would have been a surprise, but I think it would have been the same reaction. People were waiting for Hater. The crowd was hot for Hater. They were in a couple instances. No one really knew who to pick, but nobody wanted Storm. Nobody wanted Storm. Like the second she had the belt, it didn't look right. It just didn't. It didn't look or feel right when I saw it.
It was being shoved down our fucking throats for months. That she's going to be the next champion. Shoved down our fucking throats. And then it actually got to the match. Everybody was like, okay, they're just going to give it to Storm because, that's who they want to give it to. But why? Why would you give it to Tony Storm and not Ruby Soho when Ruby Soho was coming up?
But Ruby Soho is the same as Tony Storm. Someone that comes in for just does nothing. I don't like that. Hater is not as old as Sheeta, but she was transferred. She's been doing her own storylines, and people are behind her, and she has the look of a champion. Dude, I would have imagining her with the belt looked a lot more better than imagining Storm, who was not even imagining it, this is a reality, with the belt. I wasn't happy. Like after, I was like, they claimed fine, like they claimed ending really got a sour taste in my mouth. This kind of pissed me off a lot. Like it just it went downhill from there, ladies and gentlemen. Like it was going so well. The pay-per-view was going so well, but the second the Acclaim shit happened, everything went downhill from there. For me, in my opinion, Joe as well. Probably everyone down in the chat, leave your thoughts below.
The
honestly.
fucking from the buy-in was like going up for me, and then the ladder match hit, and it was still going up, and then shit was just going, and then all of a sudden you hit like a Jade Cargill match, and it starts to plummet, and then you hit the tag team match, and then it's like whoop, and then you hit the women's title match, it's like whoop, and the slope just kept going downwards. It was weird.
Here's the other two matches that we haven't talked about yet: Lionheart versus the American Dragon. You were like, oh. It wasn't a good match. I saw the highlights. It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't a good match. I think Jericho won, and good for him, I guess.
Which doesn't make any sense because he's got a tour coming up.
Booking, but at the same time, it was a double-edged sword. You give it to Bryan, people are gonna complain that Jericho loses too much. You give it to Jericho, people are gonna complain that Bryan didn't win.
Jericho has lost a lot.
He's lost twice in a row, so that's why. Like, what did I say in the prediction? The 2 out of 3 rule. You lose 2, you win 1, and I knew it. They weren't gonna let Jericho lose 3 times straight unless it was for a storyline that meant something, like he's retiring, and he has not announced that he's retiring, so that's not gonna freaking happen. First off,
but anybody beating Daniel Bryan, I mean, it's Chris Jericho. What are you gonna be mad about Daniel Bryan?
Yeah,
Bryan Danielson?
And Promo Joe is gonna clip this thing and show the many times that Jericho has beaten Daniel in the other place. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, let's get to the last one. Not Jericho. Sorry about that. CM Punk Moxley 2. This match actually lasted longer than 3 minutes, so that's a first. 2. I saw highlights of this. Good back and forth. Punk. The crowd was half Punk, half Moxley, then full Punk, full Moxley, then full Moxley, no Punk. The crowd was all over the place at the main event. It made no sense. Okay? Punk won with the GTS. Moxley did the Death Rider. Punk kicked out, which pissed me off. No one ever kicks out of the Death Rider. No one ever kicks out of the effing Death Rider. But he did.
Gotta beat somebody eventually.
Because all those internet babies that he got power from. Right? So he does the 2 GTSs. The first one he crumpled, didn't pin it. Second one he did it, pinned it. 1, 2, 3. Punk, and the crowd is kind of cheering, but kind of not at the same time. But you can kind of hear it. Then comes the Joker with the music again, but not even the music again. You hear a voicemail of Tony Khan telling the person, "We'll negotiate your contract, we'll work out the deal, but I need you for All Out."
Whatever it takes,
whatever it takes. So then it cuts to the person, then it cuts to MJF's theme. And MJF comes out, takes off the mask, MJF's theme, puts on the scarf, does this to CM Punk, and now he has a legitimate title shot against Punk, which he probably will hold it until Full Gear. Which makes sense. You give about 2 months of storyline and explaining why the fuck you got this new group.
And the crowd lost their shit too. They popped hard.
Yes. And you can go one of 2 ways. You can say that this is MJF's new group, or MJF hired Stokely Hathaway just for this one thing. Like, I hired him to do this one job for me so I can get in. That's it. And then so he's like, yeah, it was a good job, thank you. Kind of like what he did with Mark Sterling a couple times. Like, I worked with Mark Sterling a couple times.
Pinnacle 2.0.
It might be Pinnacle 2.0. It's a good stacked Pinnacle 2.0. It is a good stack but here's the thing though. You got the Trust Busters. The Trust Busters are not pussies. Are you now saying out loud, AEW, that the Trust Busters are pussies? Because of the fact that they're not the biggest tag team. They're not the biggest group right now per se. Because again, you got Morrissey, you got the Ass Boys, you got now maybe MJF,
and you got Stokely running them.
And you got Stokely. And Stokely,
And you
come
got
on.
Jade.
And Jade, technically Jade. Jade, he wasn't with her. He wasn't with Jade. She wasn't with. She was not with him, and he was not with her. But let's just say they're together. So whatever. Fine, that's fine. But again, this was a good match. Again, right after the Acclaimed, right after Tony Khan, I guess, was in the bathroom during that match and didn't see the crowd or didn't hear it. It all went downhill from there, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't take it, honestly. And I watched all the matches, and I like the promos back and forth. Wednesday is going to be very interesting because Swerve, like, I hope the Acclaim come out again and say that was bullshit. Like you said, we had a 3. It was bullshit. I want a rematch. Oh, you won't get a rematch now. You have to go back to the back of the line. Fine. And then you legitimately show them during the rankings in the next 2 months, going up the rankings to get another rematch. That's fine. Jack Perry better come out on Wednesday, not Jungle Boy. It better be Jack Perry. And it better be, if not next week, in about 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, a new... Well, I don't think he's going to do that. They're probably going to keep the song because Tony Khan paid for that song. So, that's a real song. Because remember, I'm not Tony Khan is either going to waste money after he bought him that exclusive song to change the song again. I don't think so. But they can change the song
for years.
He's only had the song for 1 year. Remember, they just got the song. The new that's 1 year. Because I remember I used to watch Dark, and Taz used to love singing it, and that was about a year ago. So about a year. So I don't know. Starks, Hobbs. What is your thoughts on this, Joe? What are the matches that you think are gonna move forward for the next month? Because we got to think of something for a month.
Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory will definitely move forward.
Okay.
Christian and Jack Perry will move forward, possibly doing a Luchasaurus Jack Perry first to build up to make him earn to get to Christian.
Okay.
I don't really see any of the other ones going forward. Any other matches?
Who's Storm's opponent?
What's she supposed to be? They're gonna have her probably take on Britt.
Yeah.
Or him.
It probably would.
Ooh. The other one's gonna turn. One of them's gonna turn on each other, and
that'd be good.
Split.
They should have turned. If we see them on Wednesday, Hater's gonna bring up the fact. If Hater comes out on Wednesday, she's gonna have a mic, most likely, and explain why the hell you gonna turn on me. Like, it was a fatal 4-way match, obviously, but then she could say you were gonna do your lockjaw on me, weren't you? No, and then this better start the damn turn. If this was for nothing and we're just gonna milk this thing for another year, now I'm gonna get pissed at the women's division.
That's the second time they have done that. Then.
Yes, the second time they've milked this. Why are you milking this, dude? Come on.
Unless there's a women's tag titles coming up that we don't know about, that they're trying to break for.
Now, and Jade's the champion, and we don't know who she's gonna fight next month. We have no idea because there's no one else there.
But here's the big thing. Who cares?
We have to care. We have to care because we are wrestling fans. We talk about all aspects, even the ones that we don't like to talk about.
She could take the title and go sit home for a year for all I care.
Then it would devalue the championship, and I don't want it to be devalued. I want it to be valued. I'm just saying, take it off her. No, I know. This is what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not crapping on Jade. I'm saying that Jade doesn't... I know you are. I am saying, as one of the co-hosts of Freaking Reactions, as in Joe, I want Jade to succeed, but she cannot succeed without the belt. You're making the belt like a tattoo on you that you think you can never take it off. But there's laser surgery that can take it off. And that's going to be someone taking it off you. I just want it to be given to someone that deserves it. Chris Statlander. But she's off. Who said that? Yeah, you're right. She's hurt. Not Nyla. Not Sheeta. Not Emmy. Not the bunny. Not Penelope. Not I'm sorry, I love the zombie, but not the zombie.
Abaddon.
Yeah, not Abaddon. that was like what, 7 wrestlers already, and none of them.
Sky Blue.
Oh yeah, she's a champion doing this. No.
Ty
Shout out
Mello.
to Ty Mello. Ty Mello's in the other company. Wait. Ty Mello's in this company. No, please, no. Mm-mm.
Anna Jay.
She's a heel, so it wouldn't make sense with yeah.
These are all people Jade's beaten.
There's no baby faces. Willow. I'm hoping for Willow.
She lost.
I know. She's the only one left that's a baby face that you can push her. She has that. She has the crowd behind her.
Good. Put her against Tony Storm. Make her a double champion.
Ugh. Not against Tony. I don't even want to talk about Tony anymore because again, whoever she fights, she's gonna beat to wait until Thunder Rosa comes back.
And then beat Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, and then what? That's the part that booking sucks. You think this is gonna be productive? It's not gonna be productive at all. Tony Storm can talk, not well, but she can talk. But and I'm not saying wait. I'm not before you go on. And I'm not saying not well because of accents. I'm saying not well because of vocabulary. She's not articulate. She's not really trying as much when she's not really showing emotion. She only knows one mode. I want to win. That's not an emotion. Eddie Kingston can do the same thing talking about Skittles. All right, bruh. Come on.
Crybaby mode?
Yes. No, not crybaby mode. Just like let you get emotional, make you feel emotional over Skittles. You don't have to show. You don't have to show yourself crying to be emotional. You can talk in such a way that's so eloquent that makes you want to cry for fucking Skittles. You dumbass.
But she did that in WWE. She did that in WWE too. She
wasn't popular though. I didn't like her in WWE.
She lost to Charlotte, and she was like, "Well, I don't want to be here no more."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, she left. She's like,
"Oh my god!" I just know that this was a okay. Let's rate this, not in numbers, but in letters, from A, B, C, D, F. All right. So Joe, go.
C-.
Oh my god, fuck. C. Because it was a straight A once again until after the acclaimed match. Literally. I was in my house screaming and people outside were saying shut up, and I did not care because I was for the acclaimed. Come on. All bookers, all people around the world have said the same thing. When the crowd is hot, you got to flip the script. You got to talk to the wrestlers and see if they agree on it. If they agree on it, you flip the script, and then the person gets over. You had a chance to do that, and you still left it to the team for storyline. You could have broke them. You could have just sped up the storyline and broke them up now. But no. And by the way, CM Punk, you got the belt and you still complain. And as a media scrum, as Mr. Joe Biencio pointed out, you complained. You won the championship,
but it wasn't about the wrestling match. It wasn't about any of that. It was about a reporter that he was friends with 10 years ago that's suing him.
Yeah.
About
that. They're still going on about that. Remember that? Yeah.
He cut off and has the email that says, "Hey, just cut me off." And anyway, he was going on about that, and Brian Alvarez or somebody from Fightful, I believe, used to be friends with him, and he's like, "You still friends with him?" He's like, because if you are, he's like, "I'm really sorry for you," and he's like, "I'm not trying to take it out on you, but he's like, you got to pick your friends better," and he's like, "I haven't talked to that guy in a long time."
It's probably I don't think it's Sean Ross Sapp, and it could be Brian Alvarez, but Brian Alvarez is not with Fightful. There's only 4 people. I actually listen to Fightful podcast sometimes. I know it's Sean Ross Sapp, a female, and 2 other guys. But I don't think it's Brian Alvarez.
He went on about that shit, and then he said he was talking about EVPs.
Yeah.
And how EVPs need to get their information correct before reporting it to the press. And Tony Khan commented and said, "I'm really sorry about all this." He's like, "I will talk to Nick." So he's talking about Nick Jackson from the Young Bucks.
Talking shit. Yep.
So you got your $1 million guy and he's like, and who you paid all this money to that brings in people. Sorry to say it, but CM Punk is a draw, regardless if you like him or you don't.
No, of course.
CM Punk is $1 million draw.
No, of course. Like, think about it this way: market-wise, he sold out Chicago.
Yeah,
that's money. That's like a bad investment or not against CM Punk. It doesn't matter. He sold out a venue.
It's
that's
like Brock
what you
Lesnar.
want. Yes,
exactly. People hate on him all day long, but Brock Lesnar sells fucking tickets.
It's a venue. It makes money. That's the way it is, and that's the way it should be. Of course, and I understand that completely. Like, I don't like Punk right now because of his attitude and all this shit that's happening.
It wasn't towards the fans or anything like that.
No,
it wasn't towards us. It was towards the media spinning shit and making fucking lies and not getting the facts. He's like, if you have a problem with me, he's like, come talk to me. He's like, be a fucking man, come talk to me and tell me what your grievances are, and we'll talk about it like men.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really have it out for me, he's like, we'll just fucking beat the shit out of each other.
Now there's gonna be some tension between the back. Like I said, like now that we know that Nick blabbed and made a bullshit thing up, then and they are the trios championships. Will this affect their belts? Will they take it off real quick? Will they keep it for long? Because again, I didn't want the freaking EVPs to have the belts. I didn't want that, but at the same time, you have to continue the storyline between Hangman and Dark Order. So I was kind of bittersweet with that. Like, they won the belts, but at the same time, people complain because they keep winning belts. And guess what? They won a belt. And they're a draw, though. Like I said, they're a draw. They make money. They're going to bring in people. Whoever takes the belt off them better be a good-ass tag team, and they better know what the hell they're doing. That's all I want to know, honestly. I think my partner froze. Yes, he did. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. Thank you for passing by. Thank you for enjoying Rick and Reactions. I know that my internet kind of goes weird sometimes. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Always know that we love wrestling. We're going to be here on Tuesday with the memorial of with some special guests having fun. Good night, everybody. My co-host Jim is saying goodbye too, but frozen. Kiki.